I will never be selling all of my HBAR. Now, some people may think I'm crazy, but hear me out, because here's the thing. I'm not saying that I'm never going to sell ever, but then I'm never going to sell completely. And the reason for that is because I believe that HBAR is very special. And even though nothing I say is financial advice nor a guarantee, let's take an example when it comes to this. We take a look at Bitcoin as of right now. The price is above $70,000. It's insane. It's pumping, right? But here's the thing. After this bull run is over, do I think Bitcoin is going to have a big pullback? Absolutely. Now, hypothetically speaking, based off of history, that has always been the case. But even besides that, I think that will happen. And I think that's going to be the case as well when it comes to HBAR. After this bull run, it's going to have a pullback. However, here's the thing. Despite Bitcoin having this pullback, will it ever reach the price of $1,000 ever again? Absolutely not, in my opinion. Ever in history, I just don't think it'll ever do that. You take a look at, for instance, something like, Cardano's native token called ADA. At one point, it was around the price of 3 cents. Will it reach that ever again? I just don't think so. Yes, is ADA doing the best in terms of price? No, but again, even still, despite the major pullback and despite the price action not being that dynamic, it's still not going to go to that low ever again. When it comes to HBAR, in my opinion, hypothetically, if it goes to the price of $3, which is my price target for HBAR again during this bull run, it's going to have a pullback. But do I think it's ever going to go down into the abyss? No. We've seen it time and time again with Bitcoin, with, something like, as well as ADA, right? Also, you take a look at Ethereum. Is Ethereum ever going to go to the price of like $5 or something? No, it's not going to do that. So the way you take a look at it, yes, HBAR is going to have a pullback after this bull run, but it's still going to hold up pretty strong. And I think it's going to be in a much better level than what we're used to currently, hypothetically, right? Which is why I'm never going to be selling all of my HBAR. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to HBAR, sometimes people like to, underestimate it because they think that, oh yeah, take a look at this meme coin, it outperformed it. Take a look at this AI project. I totally understand that, but here's the thing. When I understand the amazing fundamentals of Hedera, I just don't think it's going to do bad. I mean, really. You take a look at Hedera hash graph. It's a DAG, a directed acyclic graph, which we all know has several benefits over traditional blockchain technology. Amazing scalability, amazing data storage. You also take a look at reduced energy consumption, right? So the way you take a look at it is that this right here could be something so special. As a matter of fact, Hedera's native services reliably scales to 10,000 transactions per second and even beyond. So it's very crazy. That's the way you take a look at it. And also on top of that, you have to consider how this bull run is far from over. We're seeing Bitcoin as of right now, again, do absolutely amazing. But I think better days are ahead. Reaching the price of $150,000, that right there wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. I think maybe even beyond now. If, let's say, Bitcoin were to do that, could you imagine what happens to HBAR and also a bunch of other altcoins? It could look so amazing. So it's just a waiting game. Now, I get it, it's a little bit boring, but it is what it is, right? I'm going to wait anyways, so might as well just wait on HBAR. Now, something else that I would like to harp on as well is that when it comes to Hedera, we're seeing many amazing projects on it. Like, for instance, we take a look at Saucer Swap, an amazing decentralized exchange. I think this could be massive when it comes to Hedera because, as we all know, the decentralized finance market is predicted to be worth over $200 billion by 2030, according to Grandview Research. So that's amazing. Now, am I saying that Saucer Swap is automatically going to defeat like Uniswap and become the number one like decentralized exchange? Probably not anytime soon. But in my opinion, it doesn't really matter because it's a step in the right direction. Now, also on top of that, you take a look at how when it comes to Hedera, overall it's just growing at a good pace. And it has amazing use cases, like for instance, of course, DeFi, payments, NFTs, and as well as like, for instance, solutions for stable coins, and as well for auditing carbon markets and traceability. So it's very impressive. Now, I also like to mention about the payments aspect side of things because the payments market as of right now is currently valued at over $2 trillion. So it's very impressive to even think about that. When it comes to Hedera, their use cases are in the right places and they're actually a serious project. They're not focused on some random nonsense. And the amazing thing about Hedera is that it's something that's going to stick around for multiple cycles, in my opinion, because it's not something that's going to disappear when the fans or hype are gone. Many projects out there, if the fans and the hype is gone, that project is done. You know what I mean? You're done now, as the old saying goes. Like that rapper, I forgot his name, who said that. It's like that one rapper who sang, man's not hot. Like, that was really relevant. Like, years ago, like, 2 + 2 is 4, -1, that's 3 quick maths. But yeah, besides that point, I think that when it comes to Hedera, it's going to be around for a very long time. And I think that even though the community is fantastic, even though the exposure is amazing, again, I think the amazing fundamentals are what's going to drive it forward. With a governing council as amazing as something like Hedera, which includes Google, Ubisoft, Dell Technologies, IBM, and many others, with something that amazing, do you think they're going to want to see Hedera fail? Absolutely not. You know what I mean? It would be such a bad look. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, when I take a look at Coinbase's Layer 2 network called the Base Network, are they going to allow for that to fail? I think that highly unlikely because, again, it would be a bad look. Much like Hedera, I don't think it's going to fail if ever, because when you have a governing council that amazing, I just have a hard time believing that. Now, of course, there's always a chance something could fail, but still, I think that when it comes to this, it's holding very strong, and I still think it's going to hold very strong for many years to come. Not to mention, people seem to think that HBAR is never going to pump. If Luna Classic pump, if something Kaka like Litecoin even pump, also on top of that, if something like Klima DAO can find a bottom, I think for sure something like HBAR could also do well. Now, again, only time will tell. Around 6 months to a year from right now, we'll have to wait and see. But at the price of $3, it's not like it's that insane anyways. Considering current circulating supply, market cap would be around $113 billion. It's not too bad. Ethereum reached over $550 billion. Dogecoin reached around 80 billion, BNB reached over 100 billion, so it's not too crazy, at least that's the way I view it. With over 500 million crypto owners during this bull run, according to Crypto.com research, yeah, I just don't think that this bull run is going to be bad, you know what I mean? Again, currently there's over 500 million crypto owners, but as of right now, I just think we're seeing just a glimpse of the bull run, but I think better days are ahead. It's going to take some time though, like let's say around 6 months to a year from right now, we'll have to see just how amazing HBAR is, but any way I view it is that when it comes to HBAR, again, at the price of $3, around a 60x from here, that's very impressive. Some people want to look for like a 1000x, like a 500x, whatever, but anything over a 10x for me is all good. So I don't mind when it comes to HBAR. Let's say doing a 60x, that's already very fantastic, at least in my opinion. So I think greater days are ahead. Again, it's just a waiting game. May seem kind of boring, but it is what it is. But the way I view it is that there's sometimes joy in this, right? Like, I remember not too long ago, I planted a tree in my front yard, right? And then it was growing at a good pace. And I actually like seeing that, even though the growth rate may not be like instant, like it's not going to become like 20 feet tall in like a day or something like that. But still, it's like growing a tree. That's the way you take a look at it. You have to water it. You have to take care of it. You know what I mean? It's much like, for instance, dollar cost averaging. Anytime an income, I'm acquiring slowly but surely, holding and just waiting, And that way, by doing that, it's just staying consistent. I get it's a little bit boring, but it is what it is. So I don't mind when it comes to waiting, when it comes to HBAR, because I'm going to wait anyways. And around 6 months a year from right now, I really can't wait because at the price of $3, that right there wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. I'm not going to be day trading. I'm not going to be using leverage. I'm not going to pull up a price chart, draw some random underwear and say, yeah, things are going to pump, use a 69x leverage. Things are going to dump right here. No, I don't care. I don't care what happens to HBAR next Monday, 2 weeks from right now, like a day. Who cares, really? Again, I'm focused on more so in 2025, which is why I'm not bothered with that type of stuff. Sometimes people like to comment, oh, wow, look at the price of HBAR, dumped like 5%. Who cares, really? I'm focused on the fundamentals when it comes to Hedera. The price moving in the short term, it's very volatile anyways. It's like, so what? You know what I mean? So again, $3 is still my price target, and that right there wouldn't shock me whatsoever. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.